Oh, I actually think I have a decent answer for this, and it's to opt out. uh, I have found, and granted, this has gone hand in hand with us doing what we described, which was my life genuinely becoming more interesting. That the less these days that I try to be impressive, and the more willing I am to be like, oh no, like I stayed at home yesterday and played 6 hours of Mario Kart with my friend. It was
awesome.
so awesome. The more willing that I am to do that, and again, I can do that in a confident way because of watch some of our videos in terms of building self-esteem and those sorts of things. But I can say that and not need to check with her and be like, is that okay with you? Are you cool with video games? And in fact, what I then do is, because I'm curious, is say, do you like video games? And embedded in that question, which is a hope, is I hope you say yes, because this is kind of a screen.
Yeah.
Like if you like Super Smash Bros, we can click. So don't try to be impressive. Really opt out of that stage and instead recognize that what you're looking for is not someone that is super cool. What you're looking for is someone that is a match with you.
Yep.
And when you want to match, what you naturally do is you try to polarize early. You let know the most deal-breaky, odd, distinguishing things about you. And to people who aren't good matches, they'll be alienated very quickly. But to people who were maybe on the fence while you were trying to impress them, but they happen to have the same interests, hobbies, or just be intrigued by the comfortability with which you express those things, they're going to be much more drawn to it.
Yeah. No, I think the two best things you can do are probably, I would say, don't lead with your best foot, lead with your most common foot, your most average foot for you.
Yeah.
Because I think the worst thing that you can do in a relationship is have two people that are trying their best to impress each other, so they pretend to be someone they're not. They like the person. That's the worst case scenario. It goes well. You like the person that they were pretending to be, and they like the person you were pretending to be. And then you slowly reveal your true selves. And now you're dating, but you don't like each other as much as you thought you did.
Yeah.
So I try very hard to not do that. So I will only invite someone to something I'd want to regularly do. Smoothies while walking outside. And I won't invite someone to do something like go to the ballet, because God forbid you like me because I take you to the ballet. I either have to take you to the ballet now, which I don't want to do once we're dating, or I stop and now you go, why don't you take me to the ballet anymore? It's like, oh, I never wanted to do that. I was just trying to trick you into liking me.
Yeah.
So I don't do anything that I wouldn't want to do recurringly. And I try to present myself the way I always will be. So I try to be exactly as funny or boring as I am if we were to hang out every day. So that's the one thing. And then the second thing is, to your point.
Let me just chime in. A good way to do this is to ask yourself, as you're setting up these dates, this whatever, is like, how dressed up, how much makeup, where would I go if I were going with friends? Or if I were going with friends that I hang out with often is an even better question. What's the level of investment that I'm capable of putting in on a day-to-day basis? Because what a lot of people do is they put on an incredible dress, go to an incredible place, do their makeup to the nine and their hair to the nines. And
spend more money than they would be comfortable doing every week.
Exactly. So you need to be willing to do this regularly. And this is going to save your dating life so much. It might take longer to match with that person, but once you do, it's so much easier. So I just want to intervene with that heuristic.
For sure. No, and the second thing is I use dates as filtering mechanisms instead of trying to win. I used to go out and try to win over everyone. It's like anyone with the right set of words, any person will want to sleep with me. And I wanted to have those right set of words.
Yeah.
And then you just end up sleeping with a bunch of people you're not actually a good fit for, or who don't want what you want. So now I think of them as filtering mechanisms. So I will very quick, I'm not looking for a serious relationship. I try to get that into the conversation as quickly as possible, and definitely before sleeping with someone. Because the worst thing would be have someone think I'm going to be their boyfriend and their future husband in the near term, and we sleep together, and then afterwards they find out that it's not the case, and they're really disappointed. Best case scenario is they find out within a half hour, and then they either go, I'm cool with that, you seem fun, I'm down to just hang out and have something that's doesn't have any future kids attached to it, or they go, that's not for me. I really am looking for someone I'm going to marry soon. I got like a 2-year time thing and it's not you. I go, cool, we should never hang out again.
Yeah.
No hard feelings. That really saves a lot of the down the line pain of the truth coming out that you guys don't want the same things, or the truth coming out that you're not a good match. The truth coming out that what you want to do is have her come over and play Smash Bros with your friends. And what she wants to do is go to a museum. Like, let's get all of that out there in the first date. And then the people you end up hanging out with want to do what you like you for who you are, and want the type of relationship that you want. which is what I'm actually solving for.
Sure. And so if you want to go deeper into this, I really think it's intended for men, but Models by Mark Manson covers polarizing people, which is really important. It's, figuring out what the things about you that are definitive to your day-to-day are and getting them out there early. Ben talked about a few. Demographics, that's another big one. Where are you looking for these type of people? Like, are you going to find your person in a bar? Maybe if that's your thing, are you more likely to find them in a yoga class or a retreat or at a networking event? So figuring out who you're looking for and then adjusting your demographic search for that. Models talks about that as well. And it's just got a lot of concrete examples for both. So I think that could be useful for men and women.
This is a long answer, but in sum, be just as impressive on the date as you are every day, whatever that means.
Yeah. And you have two options there, which is to just not be impressive or figure out what it's going to take for you to be a more impressive human.
Yeah. Make your life, again, just comes back to make your life interesting and do things that you like. I also, this sounds like it's like, oh, you have to become a surfer and a world traveler. No. My cousin is in an awesome, happy marriage. I think he's awesome. I think she's awesome. They connect over the fact that they both like art. They both like video games. They both like Dungeons and Dragons.
They like create dioramas.
They make figurines. Yeah, they make like figurines together.
Yeah,
and
I think they probably met at some trading card event.
No, they met in art school.
Okay,
you know what I mean? Like where they were self-selected for being people who didn't care about money, who cared about art. And guess what? Neither of them has a problem with the fact that the other one's not rich because they didn't start at a Nobu $400 sushi dinner. And it's great because he's the dungeon master for her and her friends. Like it's an enviable marriage. You know what I mean? So I think, be as impressive as you want, which just means if you're an artist, talk about your art. If you love Dungeons and Dragons, talk about loving Dungeons and Dragons. I matched with somebody who loved Overwatch, and she said our first date should be playing Overwatch together.
Really?
Thought it was awesome. I didn't have a headset at the time, so it kind of fell through. This was like 2 years ago. But I think that's the way to do it.
You need to get more of that. Does your profile not say Borderlands 3 addict?
No.
Then it should, okay? Because you're not following your own advice.
Yeah. Well, I've stopped swiping a lot.
Yeah.
I got to figure out what's going on. My desire to date has...
Get Borderlands 3 in there.
Weirdly enough, because I'm addicted to Borderlands 3, I don't want to date at all. No, it's true. I mean, I'm dating one person, and I think that's the other thing. It's like 0 people creates a big hole in my life in terms of making me feel like I need to be dating. But once I have someone I like, the desire to date other people is still there, but it just gets crushed by surfing and video games.
And I think this is to belabor the point. It might sound like a lot of work because what people often want is, what do I say? What do I text? What do I wear? What one trick can I do in order to get past this and make this person like me? And it might seem like a lot of work to filter a lot of people out, have a lot of people say no, and then invest time into becoming a different person over the course of months and years. But I promise you, this is the easier route than impressing someone that you then find out you're a headache to, and they're a headache to you 6 months, a year into the relationship. Like this is the shortcut. I know it doesn't necessarily sound like it because you think a perfect text would solve everything. This is the shortcut. That's all. It's been a huge difference as I've started filtering more and more, being less and less impressive, the relationship portion of it gets easier and easier. So, cool. Hope that you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to see more like this and have us do more podcasts, we are 100% funded by our generous patrons. And if you'd like to contribute, there's a link in the description, and we'll have one pop up on the screen right here so that we can do more podcasts where we have fun conversations and hopefully some deep ones like this. Either way, hope that you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.